You slide out of your mother alongside one sibling, somewhere in the African savannah. You're blind and can't see anything around you, so you crawl toward your mother's body and press against her side. Your sibling finds her first and latches on, so you push your way in and feed beside them. A few days pass, and your eyes open for the first time. Your mother moves constantly, picking both of you up by the scruff and carrying you to a new patch of grass every day or two. You don't understand why yet, but the reason becomes clear one afternoon when a hyena appears at the edge of the grass with its head low and its eyes fixed on you. Your mother drops into a crouch in front of it with her body blocking you completely. The hyena takes one step forward, then stops. She doesn't move. The hyena circles wide, looking for a way around her, but she turns to face it every time. After a long standoff, the hyena leaves. Then your mother picks you both up and moves again. Skip forward to 3 weeks old, and your legs are finally strong enough to walk on their own. You follow your mother through the grass on short trips, trying to keep up with her stride. But your legs give out after a few minutes and she has to wait for you to get back up. Your sibling falls behind too, so your mother slows her pace and keeps looking back to check that you're both still moving. One morning she leads you both to the edge of a wide open area and stops. She sits down and watches the distance with her eyes scanning slowly across the grass. You sit beside her and watch the same direction, though you have no idea what you're both looking for. But you'll find out soon enough. You're 6 weeks old now, and your mother has decided it's time. She leads you and your sibling across the open grass toward a group of lions resting near a cluster of trees. That's the pride, and this is the first time you've seen it. There are 4 adult females, 2 large males, and a group of older cubs who are already twice your size. The males don't move when you arrive. They just lift their heads, look at you both for a moment, then put them back down. The females are more interested, walking toward you and pressing their heads against your mother's jaw one by one, but the older cubs come straight for you. The biggest one walks up and bites your tail hard enough to make your legs buckle. You try to bite back, but it's already moved behind you, so you spin around trying to face it and fall over in the process. The other cubs pile in, and within seconds you're completely buried under them with your legs going in every direction. Your sibling gets the same treatment on the other side. You manage to crawl out from under them and walk toward one of the adult females, pressing yourself against her side so the cubs can't get at you as easily. That works. The biggest cub tries once more, but the female turns her head toward it and that's enough to make it back off. So you watch the cubs instead. You watch how the bold ones walk straight up to the males without slowing down and get ignored, while the ones that slink low get swatted away. You watch which females share food and which ones don't. You watch everything. You're the smallest thing in this pride right now, but that's going to change. And when your body finally catches up, you'll need to know exactly how this place works. You're 14 months old now, and the females have started letting you follow them on hunts. You're not there to help, you're there to watch and learn. But nobody told you that, so you keep trying to get involved anyway. The first time you break formation by stepping on a dry branch and sending a herd of zebras scattering in every direction. The nearest female turns and looks at you for a long moment before walking away. You follow behind her, trying to stay low the way she does, but your body is still too big and too clumsy to move quietly through the grass. Then one afternoon, the females fan out wide around a small group of wildebeest grazing near a waterhole. You watch them spread apart with each one moving into position without looking at the others, so you try to copy the angle and move left along the edge of the grass. A young wildebeest separates slightly from the group, and 2 females start closing in from the right. You hold your position this time, staying low with your body pressed flat, and the wildebeest turns away from the females and moves straight toward you. You lunge, but you're too far away and too slow, so the wildebeest cuts sideways and runs before you get close enough. One of the females coming in from the right adjusts her line and brings it down 30 meters away. The kill is made without you, but here's what matters. You were in the right place. For the first time, you read where the animal was going to go and put yourself there. You didn't make the kill, but you understood the hunt. And that's the part that takes longest to learn. Your body is still growing, and your legs are still catching up to the rest of you. But in a few months, the speed will be there. And when it is, you won't miss. You're 2 years old now, and your mane is starting to come in. It's thin and patchy and doesn't look like much yet, but the 2 pride males have noticed it, and that's the problem. It starts small. The larger male starts blocking your path to food after kills, stepping in front of you and holding his position until you back away. A few days later, he charges you for no reason while you're resting near the females, running at you hard enough to make you scramble to your feet and run. He stops after a few meters and watches you go. Your sibling gets the same treatment the following week, so the 2 of you start spending more time at the edge of the pride's territory, away from the males. Then one morning, the larger male charges you again, but this time he doesn't stop early. He drives you past the edge of the territory and holds his ground at the boundary with his body facing you and his eyes fixed on yours. You wait, trying to find a way back in, but he doesn't move, so eventually you turn and walk away. Your sibling is already waiting a short distance out. The 2 of you move together along the territory edge for the rest of the day, scavenging what little the pride leaves behind. You're not strong enough yet to take down large prey on your own, and the savanna between prides is full of other males who will challenge you on sight. But you're not alone, and that matters more than anything else out here. Two young males moving together are harder to push around than one, and every day your bodies are getting bigger and your manes are coming in thicker. Soon you'll be big enough to stop running. The question is whether you'll find something worth fighting for before that happens. You're 3 years old now, and you and your sibling have been living off small prey and whatever larger animals leave behind. Today that changes. You pick up the trail of a freshly killed zebra about a kilometer out and follow it to a low ridge overlooking a dry riverbed. Below you, a clan of hyenas is already feeding, 17 of them spread across the carcass with their heads down. Your sibling stops at the top of the ridge and holds his position, so you go down alone. You walk straight toward the nearest hyena with your head low and your eyes fixed on it. The hyena lifts its head and takes a step back, so you keep walking. Another one moves aside to let you through, then another, so you reach the carcass and start eating. That's when your sibling comes down the ridge and takes a spot beside you. And now there are 2 of you at the center of the carcass with 17 hyenas standing in a wide ring around the outside. The hyenas pace and circle, trying to find a gap to push back through, but every time one gets close, you turn your head toward it and it stops. They read your body the same way you once read the pride males, so you make sure your body says the same thing those males said to you. After a while, the clan starts pulling back one by one until only a few remain at the edge, waiting for you to finish. That's your first real stolen kill. And it worked because you walked in like you already owned it. Your manes are full now, and your bodies have filled out to the point where other animals on the savannah take a second look when you pass. You've learned to survive out here. But surviving and having a territory are 2 different things, and you've been on someone else's land long enough. You're 4 years old now, and you've found them. A small pride settled along a riverbank, 1 aging resident male, 4 females, and 3 young cubs. You and your sibling watch them from a distance for 2 full days, staying far enough out that the resident male can see you but can't reach you. So he has to just stand at the edge of his territory and watch you back. On the 3rd day, he charges. He comes out fast with his body low and his mane pushed forward, trying to close the distance before you can react. But you don't run this time. You split apart so he has to pick one of you and he goes for you directly. You take the hit on your shoulder and roll with it, then get back to your feet while your sibling hits him from the side. The resident male twists away and charges again, but he's already breathing hard, so when you both hold your ground and push back into him together, he breaks. He runs along the riverbank with his body low and his tail down, and he doesn't stop. Then you turn back to the females. They've pulled the cubs behind them and are watching you both from a short distance. You need them to stay, so you hold your position and let them come to you. After a long wait, 1 female walks forward and presses her head against your jaw. Then a second does the same to your sibling. That's it. The pride is yours. The cubs from the previous male won't survive, because a new male can't raise another male's young. That's just how this works. But the females stay, and within a few months your own cubs will be coming. For the first time in your life, you have something worth defending, and something out there will eventually come to take it. You're 7 years old now, and your territory covers more ground than you can patrol in a single day. You and your sibling split the boundary runs between you, each taking a side and marking as you go, so anything watching from the outside sees 2 large males working a territory that has no gaps. Then the challengers arrive. 2 young males appear at the eastern boundary one morning, both well-fed and moving with the same kind of confidence you had when you were looking for a pride to take. You and your sibling go out to meet them together, walking straight toward them across the open ground with your bodies side by side. The 2 young males stop when they see you both coming and hold their position, so you keep walking until there are only a few meters between you. The standoff runs for a long time, all 4 of you holding your ground with your heads up and your eyes fixed forward. Then one of the young males takes a small step back, and that's enough. The other follows, and they both turn and walk away along the boundary line before eventually going out of sight. But your sibling took a bad bite during the approach. A deep gash along his left shoulder from when one of the young males lunged before pulling back. Over the following weeks, his shoulder tightens up and he starts covering less ground on his patrols, so more of the boundary work falls to you. You run the full perimeter most days now with your body doing the work of 2 lions. The young males didn't leave the area. You can see them some days, sitting just outside the boundary line with their eyes on the territory. They're waiting for a moment when the patrols get thin, or the response is slow. You can't let that moment come, but your sibling is getting slower, and the boundary keeps getting longer. You're 11 years old now. Your sibling died 2 dry seasons ago with his shoulder never fully healing, so you've been holding the territory alone since then. Your body is still large, but your back legs have started to slow, and the daily boundary run takes longer than it used to. Today you spot a fresh kill inside your territory near the eastern edge, a young wildebeest taken down close to the boundary line. You need to eat, so you walk toward it with your head up and your eyes scanning the grass on either side. You're halfway there when the 3 young males come out of the grass together, spreading wide as they walk toward you with their bodies low and their eyes fixed on you. You charge the closest one and he breaks sideways, so you turn hard and hit the second one across the shoulder before he can get around you. But the third one comes in from behind and drives into your back legs, making your rear end drop. You spin and push him back with your full weight, and he stumbles away. You get back to your feet and face all three of them with your body square and your head forward. But you haven't eaten in 4 days, and your legs are already shaking from the charge. The three males spread wider, trying to pull your attention in different directions at once. You turn to track the one on your left, and the other two come in together from the right side. You catch one across the jaw, but the second one gets under your neck and drags you down. You fight from the ground for a long time, longer than you should be able to. But there are 3 of them, and your legs stop working before they do. The males stand over your territory and call out across the grass. Somewhere near the tree line, one of your cubs from last season watches them. He's 8 months old. In 3 years, he'll be back.